The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
Right. It's time to get down to business. With your help, Hamish and Andy are covering off on every topic in the world. And right now, there is no topic more important than...
The Muppets.
Before you do a skerrick of work today, make sure you know all there is to know about
the Muppets.
When we talk business, we talk...
The Muppets Puppets.
I'm Peter Harvey. This is Hamish and Andy's Business Brunch, and business starts... now.
Good morning, everyone. Hamish and Andy with you. One topic a day the Business Brunch is all about. And today, our topic is, of course, the Muppets. We've got our thick reading glasses on. We've got our thick ear glasses on to hear us as well. Hey, one topic a day. I'm really pumped for the Muppets. You and I are big fans of the Muppets.
Jim Henson, maybe the greatest genius of the 20th century.
Well, that's big. That's a big call.
For what he did to entertainment, very big. Greatest imagination.
The Muppets have appeared, Ham, in 7 different Muppet movies.
Yeah.
And I can have on good authority that all of them rocked up to most of them. It's not like kind of the American Pie series where
was
it's
it
only...
just Kermit and Eugene Levy hanging out together? American Pie 19. Kermit goes to band camp.
I understand that you've got a test. It's been something you've been working on.
An amazing test. This has actually been used throughout history, Ando, with Muppets fans and even outside of the Muppets. Does loosely relate to them. Mm-hmm. I'd like to perform it on you.
Okay.
If I could, next.
After this, Hamish and Andy's Business Brunch. HamishAndy.com/topics is how you get to this show, and today's topic is the Muppets.
Before we get into all the other Muppets business, Ando, got an experiment I'd like to do with you.
Sure.
It's a hypothetical. Mm-hmm. So close your eyes.
Okay.
Should
we be pointing out to people who might not know who the Muppets are? This is Kermit and Miss Piggy and...
Sort of like... how would we best describe this to you? So they're people, but they're not really people. They're animals. I guess it's sort of like the Muppets cartoons, but more they're puppet versions of that.
It's a TV show.
Yeah, the Muppets were great. So you got a dog, you got a frog, you got a pig. I really hope you know what the Muppets are.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Ando. All right, close your eyes. Hypothetical.
Okay, closing my eyes.
You're online dating, okay? And different versions of this test have different,
sure,
different settings. You're online dating.
Okay.
Online, you meet what can only be described as the perfect girl.
Okay.
She totally gets you. Mm-hmm. She lifts you up. She inspires you. Mm-hmm. You guys have great shared common interests, but you also have some great areas where you challenge each other.
Okay. How long have we been just kind of having these back and forth?
6 months.
Wow.
Every night.
Okay.
And on weekends, you'll live chat for hours.
All right. So
you're in love. There's no other way to put it. You are in love.
Have we Skyped or been any FaceTime?
The internet connection's not good enough. Okay. Unfortunately,
okay. So,
where she lives.
So do I know what she looks like?
Yeah, she's described herself. She's very beautiful.
So I haven't seen a picture.
You don't need to because you're in love with her.
Okay.
You go, this is it. Mm-hmm. I am in love. I found the one. Mm-hmm. I'm going to marry her. Mm-hmm. You're invited to come over to your house for the weekend, so you're going to meet. Okay. She arrives. It's Miss Piggy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Do you still propose?
No.
But you're in love with her.
Well,
you're in love with a pig.
Yeah.
What do you do? It's Miss Piggy.
Yeah, I know.
From the Muppets.
I know.
She's everything. She's your soulmate.
Yeah, she remains a good friend. But unfortunately, I mean, maybe not, but I can't see myself.
What's looks got to do with it?
I might not be attracted to her, but maybe...
But your brains have fallen in love.
But
so are you going to deny your brain the chance to physically... And also, a doctor tells you can do stuff with her and it will...
Okay, well, I was about to reach that point.
You can.
You
can. I don't want to see it, but you can. Stuff can happen.
Can she have children?
Yes, they'll be hideous. Nothing wrong with adopting. There's a huge need to adopt in the world. Yeah. You can have children together if you so choose.
And what would they have, like, say, part humans, part puppet features?
That's the assumption.
Okay.
That's what science thinks that will probably... Because you're talking about a human sperm inseminating a puppet ovum, so no one's really looked at that before.
I think all these questions would unfortunately drive a bit of a wedge
But remember, you're in love.
Again, I don't think, like, you can love your dog and have them.
No, you're in love.
Yeah, I just think if you found out that a different species was... You
That's fair. Man, mostly very human-like.
Yeah.
Lips, eyelashes, not a pig. She's not actually a pig.
Yeah, she is.
She's a puppet.
Yeah, well...
She's a pig puppet.
No, the answer's no.
Shame on you. You superficial jerk.
It's Business Brunch. Today, it's Muppets.
Certainly is, Ando.
Company man Rob, he's emailed in hamishnetty.com/topics. There's more topics up already. He says he was very disappointed to find out you can't buy a good quality Muppet replicas.
It's very hard, yeah. Jim Henson.
I know you looked into it, Ham, when we were in New York.
The only place you can get a Muppet is at a place called the FAO Schwartz Muppet Shop, which is in the FAO Schwartz toy store, and you can make a Muppet to look like yourself.
Well, doesn't look a lot.
Well, I'm not blue, but I mean, it's got brown hair. It wears a baseball top, and that is me, the old brown-haired baseball Blake.
Well, what Rob did, and it's international company man Ham from the UK, he said he's decided to make his own Muppet-style puppets.
Jeez, it's a tough undertaking.
Yes, he's done bloody well. He joins us now as well on the line. I've had a couple of questions for him. Rob, thank you for joining us for some international business.
Hi, yeah, no problem.
Rob, the first question on my mind is when I went to this Muppet workshop, which is licensed by Jim Henson, although we're not here to prosecute you under copyright theft, it was about $100, I think, for a Muppet. They're not cheap. What are you looking at for raw materials on your side of things?
Well, I reckon it probably cost me £18. I don't know what it is in dollars for like a pattern to kind of as a base to start from. But then, other than that, it cost me about probably less than £10 a time, so not very much at all.
Less than £10
So
a time.
Henson's scooping about £50 a Muppet here.
Yeah.
Now, how many have you made?
I've made 4 so far.
Will you be looking into selling them at all, Rob?
Well, I've sold one to somebody just as a kind of favour, someone that I connected to on Twitter.
You sold it to them as a favour? Just as a bit of a favour to myself to make some money?
Yeah, well, I didn't know him, so, you know.
Yeah, you can call it a business transaction. I'll tell you what, if I gave you $2, could I take 3 oranges just as a bit of a favour?
I watched a bit of a YouTube clip of Baxter, I think is the orange. I'd say he probably looks the most like Kermit, but just with eyebrows. Is that Baxter?
Oh, okay, that's Marshall.
Sorry, Henty. Learn your cruppets. What are their names? I mean, you obviously can't call them Muppets. I jokingly said we're not going to arrest you for copyright infringement, although that does look more and more likely as the call goes on. What have you called your Muppets?
Well, they're just because of the copyright thing, they're called Muppet-style puppets.
Oh,
Muppet-style puppets. Yeah, sure.
Like my Nike-style shoes I make.
Sorry.
Exactly.
I've seen Marshall then in action.
Yeah.
He looked great, and he's singing a song. The 2 notable things I thought was you don't have sticks attached to the hands, so you're manipulating the hand. Yeah, you're manipulating the arms yourself. Which I think then falls over a little bit from it. So have you since attached sticks to the arms, or is that what makes yours very different to the Muppets?
No, it's just because I'd only just made him, really, and I still hadn't got into using them properly yet. So,
but you knew about the sticks. Like, you weren't watching the Muppets going, how do they get those bloody arms to move?
Rob, how many more Muppet style puppets are you gonna make?
Well, I'm working on another 2 right now.
Should we hold our breath in the near future for a Muppet style puppets movie?
Definitely, I'd be up for that.
But again, it's just the style. It's not the actual Muppets.
Well, we'll put up. Would you mind if we put one of your links at hamishnetty.com?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
You might get a few more favours out of it.
You never know.
Rob, thanks for joining us. They're really good, mate. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Take it easy, guys.
See you, mate.
It's the Business Brunch, Hamish and Andy.
Bye.
As we examine another topic, the topic being Muppets. It's one topic at a time. You can suggest topics, hamishandandy.com. There's also more topics up, and we love your correspondence. Go to hamishandandy.com/topics.
I believe you've got something to do with the musical side of things, Ando. The Muppets have produced some incredible songs over the year. Rainbow Connection, I think, was the first one to win an Oscar.
Yep. And more recently...
Yep. Am I a Man or Am I a Muppet?
Yes.
Brett McKenzie Oscar winner.
Song, they won another Oscar there. On a side note,
Yep.
you know on Les Mis,
Yeah.
how there was a strange kind of song that...
There's a new original song,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they put that new song in there, for a chance to be Oscar nominated.
Just get another Oscar.
Yeah, just get another one in there.
If you and I ever do a film, Ando, that is up for maybe borderline Oscar contention, we don't think it'll get it, I back us just putting a song in to just get Best Original Song. Because when the Muppets won Best Original Song last year, it was just them and Rio.
That was it.
There's only 2 songs in the category.
Exactly.
They actually changed the rule after that win to go, right, from now on, I don't care how bad the songs are, there's got to be more than a 2-horse race. We can't have a parrot just versus a Muppet, and that's it for an Oscar category.
Hey, company lady Lauren Hill writes in. It's international biz from New York, and she says of the topic Muppets, the Swedish Chef's theme song from the original Muppet show is the most wonderful song ever written. It's the greatest.
We were blown away by that.
Yeah.
That came as a shock to us. We're not encyclopedic with music.
And on this station, we do what's called a Hot 30, which is the current hits.
Yeah.
But on other stations, Sam...
I don't think we do anymore. I mean, we have done Hot 30, haven't we? Haven't we?
Well, or Take 40.
Hot hits, something hot, count it down, hotness.
Anyway...
We got some countdowns happening.
We talk only about current hits.
Yep.
Another station.
Oh, yeah, Triple M.
Yeah, Triple M. They really do countdowns. They do countdowns that go
Best 25,000 beer drinking songs.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So we went down and asked them to replay back recently their countdown for the 1,000 greatest songs.
Was it 1,000 greatest songs?
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing really matters to me.
This is Triple M with Higo, and we are getting so close to the end of the greatest 1,000 songs of all time. This has been going for nearly a month now, and everyone is keen to get around this moment, the number 1 song. But before we get to that, let's take a look back at the top 5. Hey Son, Cold Chisel. Sweet Child of Mine, Gunners. Daughter by Pearl Jam. Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody, and it is time now for the number 1 song. It'll be obvious as soon as it starts to play. People have been tweeting about it, going mad for it. So let's play it. The number 1 song of the top 1,000 of all time. Oh man, what a great track. Well deserved. The Swedish Chef, rock on! Dave from Richmond, what are your thoughts on the number 1 song?
Yeah, just awesome, mate. I saw the Swedish Chef play live at Glastonbury about a year ago, and he hasn't changed a bit. He's still got it.
Well, he's a puppet, mate, so no surprises there.
Yeah, rock on, Triple M.
Yep, rock on.
Fast beers?
Top 3.
Emails that have come in.
Yep, fast number 3.
One.
Number 1?
Wow.
Jacko, whoa!
Not that
Cackling
fast,
Jack. I know we encourage swiftness, but we don't number jump.
Sorry,
mate.
let's go back to number 3.
Well, fast is
Number 3.
Oh, good, okay. What do you got, Ando?
Hey, this one comes in from company man Kelly. He just says, if Sesame Street and the Muppets hate each other so much, why haven't they had any fight scenes on screen?
Yeah. They don't hate each other, do they?
No, I'm not sure if they do.
Because they're both Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Snuffleupagus would absolutely trounce Kermit. Kermit was on Sesame Street. Wasn't he always doing guest spots?
Yeah, I think so.
He was always coming on and just dropping in.
So, I mean, if anything, Oscar probably was a little bit annoyed with them popping around all the time, but that's
Never
his
to
grouchy ways. Never to the point of fist fighting.
I would have loved to see a fight scene, especially with Oscar. Very rarely did we see his feet.
Yeah.
I can only remember one episode. So to see him do a fly kick towards Miss Piggy,
Yep.
I mean, she probably would have blocked it,
Yep.
but you'd at least get to see Oscar's feet.
But again, and it's such a put this to bed. I don't think any of the Muppets would even bother trying to fight because the might of Big Bird and Snuffleupagus. I wouldn't have thought they've got anyone close to having pound for pound against those two.
The Muppets had a few guys that big.
Really?
There was like a big hawk, wasn't there? Sort of like a big... There was like early on, there was guys that were guy size, and you'd obviously send them in to take down Snuff and the
Big
bird.
Bird's huge though.
You'd break Big Bird's legs as the first point of call. But again, we don't encourage the fight. Muppets v Sesame Street.
Number 2.
And company man Dave writes in, and he says, I once watched the very first Muppets episode. And they were just a bunch of guys with puppets on their heads. I haven't really got around to researching this, and I don't think I even need to, because I doubt that the Muppets, when they were first developed, didn't know about putting the hand up the puppet and hiding, and instead just wore them around on their heads. I think he might have watched something else. He might have seen something on YouTube. You can get hats where you pull strings and the hands clap and there's sort of like a puppet on your head.
But a very disappointing TV show.
Wonderfully bad first episode. I'm going to call false on that.
Number 1.
Hey, and this one's quite a serious one, and mentioned it before. There's someone who cannot stand the Muppets.
Oh, no.
But it's not specifically just
they live
the
on
Muppets.
Sesame Street?
No. She wouldn't be able to stand the Sesame Street team either. She joins us now. Company lady Jo, how are you?
Hi, good thanks.
Jo, you sound like you have puppet phobia.
I do.
What is it about puppets that creeps you out?
When I was really little, Mum was buying me a puppet like the Muppets, and this lady in the shop got it and went right in my face.
Oh, scary.
I think that was sort of the root of it all. And then,
right.
Just that. She would have no idea that. How old are you now, Jo?
Late 30s.
Right. So this has haunted you for 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where you won't even watch the Muppets?
No. And if I come across there's someone in the street, dressed up as something, I have to cross the street to...
So you'd be terrible on Sesame Street. I mean, that's not the kind of thing that would happen very often in a normal street. Yeah. But walking down Sesame Street, you got all sorts of idiots popping out of bins and windows. Yeah. That would be a nightmare for you walking down Sesame Street.
It would be.
Talk us through what your brain says to you. So if I got, Elmo, who I think we all agree is a fun guy, if I got an Elmo puppet and came up to you and was like, give me a hug, Jo, I love getting hugs, what would you say? What is your brain? What's your thought process?
Yeah, just that chill down the back of the neck kind of a thing, and
I
don't like it.
Yeah, it takes you back.
And is it his eyes? Is it his cheeky mouth? Is it his voice?
Elmo's okay. He's pretty cute, but it's really the Swedish chef was the one that scared the shit out of me.
The chef. And that's not... I mean, it could have been any chef. This is not racism against those in Sweden.
No, it is.
No.
They chose to name him the Swedish chef. Have you ever been to Sweden?
No.
Well, everyone looks like that, so don't go.
Jo, thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Thanks for sharing.
Phobia. It's a real thing.
It's all we've got time for today as well, Ham, on the Business Brunch. It is a real thing, so I think stores should consider that more of an open face type puppet.
And banks, if you're going to have a security guard, have him wear a puppet as well, on the off chance that the bank robber is fine with security guards, but has a puppet phobia.
Yeah.
Still have a hand free for the gun. I'm just saying, on the other hand, have an Elmo. And then you got your bases covered.
Thank you for joining us. HamishDandy.com/topics. New topics are already up, and the podcast is there as well. Pleasure doing business with you.
Adjourned.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.